Alright, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy Bounty here, bringing you some more MK content as usual. We are back with day 2 of Rips Arena. I know I mentioned it a little bit in the last episode. I didn't really speak on it too much, just because unfortunately I didn't have much time to talk about it. But, you know, Rips Arena is back, and usually for those of you who are not familiar with how Rips Arena works, you can have up to 3 matches per week. So it's not like you can just farm all these matches and just try to hope you get as many points as possible and all that stuff. They do try to keep it fair by limiting players having 3 matches a week. So I'm going to have another match after this, and then it's just going to be normal Kombat League footage of just me trying out different stuff up until the next week starts, and then from there I can, you know, just begin again for the next week of having my 3 scheduled matches. So it just keeps everything fair, you know. Because I know there's people out there, you know, depending on the time zone, they might be at work or something like that, or they have some errands, or they're just busy. Usually it's with work, because, you know, not everybody can just play the game for a living or something. I know I definitely don't, so the 3 games a week definitely helps me out a lot. It helps me plan out and just get ready for a lot. And also, you know, for those of you who are unaware, for the last video, I got absolutely destroyed, and I was really hoping that for this second match I was going to have somewhat of a redemption. Even if I lost, I wouldn't have been too upset, but I just really wanted to focus on what my opponent was telling me after the game. So for those of you who don't know, like I said for the last video, my opponent that beat me yesterday actually messaged me afterwards and just gave me a few tips of just, you know, just like, hey, remember these things, that you are Nitara, you have to be very aggressive with the character, she has a glass cannon, and I don't know what it was, but with our match you were playing kind of defensive and kind of scared, and you know, I absolutely was, because like I said in the video, for some reason I was just very, very nervous, and I don't understand why. But in this game I was pretty good, actually. I was being pretty aggressive with my Nitara. There are some cases where, you know, I was sitting back where I definitely shouldn't. Like right here, as you can see, like after that fatal blow, I definitely could have applied some pressure, but I was just so nervous, you know, I didn't want to choke the round after just using my fatal blow and using my resources. But I managed to take the round. He went for a risky option, going for down 1 special. It's not a bad thing for sure, especially when it comes to closing out a round like that. You really want to do everything to just try and secure the round as much as possible. If it would have worked, he would have won, but unfortunately I blocked it, and I ended up taking it to last round for the first game. Really fast instant air dive kick right there. Oh my god. But yeah, this game, like I said, I'm definitely being very, very aggressive. Right here I'm trying to be patient, trying to bait out the anti-air, but unfortunately I was a little bit too late on my timing. This ping was a little bit laggy, I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't the best ping in the world, but it also wasn't the worst. I could say, you know, we both kind of had to suffer with the ping, unfortunately, you know, because I believe this player is from the EU, I'm not too sure. But considering the ping was like 170 to 190, the only thing I can assume is that they are an overseas player. So whether it's from the EU or Latin America, I'm not too sure. I've never really heard of this player before. I just tried to look at it as, you know, Kenshi matchup. They have the Sub-Zero cameo, and because I have the Kung Lao hat, I have to be careful because of Ice Shield. You know what I mean? I try not to really look too much into the player, but rather I try to just fight the character that's in front of me. That's kind of my mindset when I go into these matches. I really try not to look at the player. I kind of just have to focus on the character that's on the screen, you know, because I feel like that's also a lot of ways that a lot of people psych themselves out, because it'll be like, oh, I have to fight up against a fire axe or something, I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna lose, you know what I mean? They kind of already accept defeat before the match even happens, and I'm trying to get into that mentality now with playing Rips Arena. Obviously, like I said, there is money involved, $2,000 prize pool if you manage to qualify and make top 8. You are in the runnings to get that money, so obviously there is an incentive to try. I'm not really doing it for the money's sake, even though the money would be nice. I'm just doing it more so because, you know, it's been a long time since I competed in Rips Arena, and also just because, you know, I kind of just want to switch up the game a little bit, just doing Kombat League and try out different characters. Even though it is fun, I do find that very fun. I just want to switch it up a little bit just to get like a competitive edge, if that makes any sense. But this Kenshi player is very, very good. I forgot at what point they do it in the match. Nice. Oh my god, that dive kick. Oh, but I dropped the combo. That's so embarrassing. The down back 2 anti-air is so good. It's not like the best option in the world, but like if you have very fast reactions, it's kind of consistent, if I'm being honest. It was a little hard to go for that anti-air in this ping. You can see that the Kenshi dropped their combo right there, unfortunately, just because of the ping issues. So like, yeah, we're kind of both suffering here because of the ping, but it's a little bit difficult. Yeah, you see that right there? I did my 1-2-4 and he knew about the gap and they punished it accordingly. In the amount of time I've been playing MK1 for years at this point, I don't think I've seen anyone armor through the gap that's in Nitara's 1-2-4. I believe that is the first time I ever saw that. And just perfectly timed the dive kick to Kenshi using the Sento right there, but unfortunately I do get hit. It's gonna be a lot of damage, look at this. And then back into another setup. Yeah, I used my bar right there. I fake shimmied the throw and I went for a low. Classic bounty special, classic Nitara special. Hard to blockable with the Kung Lao low hat. With the jumping kick overhead. Very, very tricky to deal with. Very, very tricky to deal with. But this guy was very, very good. Like I said, you can definitely tell my change of pace in this match is way, way different compared to the first one. In the first one, I was very scared to approach. In this one, I kind of wanted to be the one approaching. And it was a good thing for me, especially because Kenshi is kind of the same way as well. Kenshi has very limited defensive... Whoa, that was a weird drop. I completely forgot about that. That was weird. Kenshi has very limited defensive options because just of the way of how his character is. When Kenshi gets Sento, it is one of the scariest things ever. Like, it is absolutely terrifying when Kenshi gets Sento. But when you have Kenshi knocked down, it's actually like this character is not a threat at all because he just has... I'm not going to say he has nothing, but he's very limited in what he can do, similar to Nitara. Nitara's armor attack isn't really too good. Other than up block and flawless block, she doesn't really have much. Her jab is pretty decent. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's something you can work with, but it's not like amazing compared to some other characters, right? Like it's not like what's a character with a really good wake up? I'm trying to think. Oh, do I get this? Nice. I completely forgot about that fatal blow. That was such a good reaction by me. Oh my god. But you know, there's characters like Sindel with her overhead cartwheel flip, Johnny Cage with the shadow kick, and you can use like Striker cameo and stuff to cover yourself. You know what I mean? You can't really do that with Nitara just because her wake up is a high. You know what I mean? So you can just duck under it, and then you can just get a very easy down two. But yeah, so I'm up currently 2-0 up against this set, and this guy here waited in the character select screen maybe for like 15 or 20 seconds, so I'm just gonna cut until he chooses his character, which just so happens to be Ashura Serena. So the moment I saw the Serena cameo, no joke, I smiled because I was like, if I can hit the anti-Serena tech in a tournament match, that's gonna be so hype for me. Like that's gonna be so good. But as you can see throughout this match, they actually used the Serena pretty decently. They were staying at a distance. They kind of wanted to zone me out with Ashura's forward 2. It's a very long-ranging poke. Nice confirm off the jumping one as well. Good damage. 347 for the troubles. What's crazy, I don't know how I was doing this. I was managing to block Ashura's overhead in this connection. And ladies and gentlemen, trust me, it is very difficult to try and react to Ashura's overhead in laggy connection from overseas. Like, it is definitely possible, don't get me wrong, but I don't know like what I was on during this match. I really don't. I was so laser focused because I really did not want to lose. I really wanted to just like what the guy said that gave me tips on the Rips Arena match from yesterday's video. Like I really just wanted to be aggressive and be the one pushing the pace and doing all this. But now for the game 3 right here, we have this Ashura switch where instead of being aggressive, now it's just being the Ashura player. The Ashura player is just being very defensive, you know, keeping their distance, using the Serena cameo to kind of zone me with her glaives and stuff like that. Ooh, nice patience by me, baiting up the wake up. Look at this combo, by the way. Look at this damage. Look at this. Still not over. Look at that. Almost 45% with 1 bar and half a cameo, and then I go for the signature bounty loops. This is so good. So here I was like, I wasn't nervous at all because I had a feeling like that I was gonna win this set 3-0. I was just like, let me try and keep him in the corner, let me not do anything dumb, let me force him to make a mistake because he really wants to beat me, and I can feel it. Right there was a combo drop. I don't know what the hell I was trying to do right there, but I did something. I don't know what it was, but I did something. So Hero just trying to keep pressure. I saw my Kung Lao was almost at halfway, so I want to just apply a little bit of pressure and be patient so that I can get one big combo to give me like 50%, or I can go for more pressure with my Kung Lao low hat. Here, for some reason, yeah, my dive kick completely whiffed. I don't know what that was all about. But I end up taking the round here by getting a cheeky little low back four sweep into the blood spit right there. So yeah, I did pretty good this match. I'm very excited with how I did. I'm definitely going to study this just to try and keep the pressure up for my next match. I just have to be very aggressive and just keep that pressure going. But yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed today's video. Please leave a like and subscribe if you did. I would greatly appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next one. Take care.